Hello sewers, I'm so happy today because I'm going to be sharing with you 10 tips of good habits, of good sewing habits which you can implement today. My name is Edie from Sew Right Fashions. If it's the first time you are seeing me, please remember to like this video and share these tips which I'm going to show you to others, to your friends and family. And don't forget to subscribe in this channel because I'm bringing you all good tips every week. The first tip which I'm going to share with you today is most of us are using electric machines, don't we? So it's advisable to always wear shoes when you are stepping on that pedal, because if you don't step on that pedal, electricity is harmful. We have to respect the electricity. So always wear your shoes. The next point is when you are changing the needle, it's always easier not to turn off the main switch. You have to turn off the machine, turn off the main switch, because you don't know what's going to happen when you are sewing there. The sewing machine can run and you can sew on your fingers, or you can break the needle because the machine will just go into a motion so quickly, because it's something which you have not planned. So if you press the pedal, it can run quickly, it can damage harm your fingers or damage the fabric. So when you are changing, turn off the switch and never put your foot on the rest of the pedal when you are changing things. That is covering the pedal with your foot. For example, when you are changing or when you stop sewing, just take the foot away from the pedal completely, because it's so easily done. A little step on it, the machine goes in motion. As beginners, make this as a practice. And the old sewers who have been sewing for a long time, tell us in the comments below how you have been dodging this one. Well, after cutting, you have to tidy up. When you are tidying up after cutting, it's very, very essential, because you can see the other pieces which can go into the bin by mistake, putting them together with the rubbish. So when you tidy up, then you will know that nothing is going to be lost, and you've got your patterns. Put your patterns on the side and put them in the box before you clear the rubbish which is going to go into the bin, so that you don't mistakenly throw away your pieces, if you get what I mean. So, and put away the tools, put your scissors where they belong, put away the cutting scissors, put away pins and everything, put everything in its individual place, so that when next time you want to start cutting, you don't have to struggle looking for things. It's a good thing which you can do. You can start doing this today. Another thing which you have to look at is cleaning your sewing machine. The sewing machine must be always cleaned. The reason being that the fluff collects. When the fluff is collected, it forms a mat, and then that mat clogs the machine, and the threading will be a problem. The thread won't be coming up easily. And when you are cleaning your sewing machine, take off the feed dog, and take off your bobbin case take off your bobbin case, and using a toothbrush or the cleaning brush which normally comes with a sewing machine, clean there, dust all the bits and pieces and put it back. I prefer to do that regularly, maybe twice, 3 times a week, and this way you'll save yourself. Your stitching won't go bad all the time, you'll find that your stitching will be better, and you'll find that you don't have to take your sewing machine to the serviceman most of the times. It will be just easier that way. Right, when it comes to cutting, cutting is the cornerstone of sewing. Once you miss it cutting, you can never put it back. But when you are stitching, it's easy to unpick. So what you have to do when you are cutting, make sure that you measure, you have got time to begin with, and you measure precisely. Hence the saying that says, measure twice and cut once. So always measure. You take your body measurements properly, measure on the pattern, measure on the fabric, measure as much as you can do, and then you cut when you're ready to cut, and then you'll never go wrong there. Point number 6, always tie back your hair. Tie back your hair when you are cutting, when you are sewing. Always tie it back. A bun is better. No dangling earrings, no dangling necklaces, because they can be caught up in the sewing machine. It's a good practice which you can do, and it's easy. You can do it today. At times when we are sewing, we tend to run out of thread. Maybe as a new dressmaker, you even come across that. All sewers, they will know that thread can run out before you finish your product, before you finish your project. When you're going to buy your thread, the thread, don't take the thread with the eye. Take the fabric. If you have got something left on the bobbin reel, take that bobbin reel with you, and so that when you get into the shop, you match it up and see that is exactly. Because if you go and buy without the fabric or without the other thread, you might see that an orange. When you come home, it will be a deeper orange or a different orange. So don't eyeball things. Carry the pieces, and then you go and buy. You'll find that it will be much easier for you. When you are sewing, we tend to run short of the bobbin thread. I advise you to always thread your bobbins, maybe fill in 3 or 4 bobbins, and then you machine stitch with those. It will be much easier, because when you do that, when the thread gets finished, you can always go and take another thread spool and put it on, and then you continue like that. Because at times you feel like, oh my goodness, what do I do now? You have to thread again, and then it takes time, which time will be running out, and then you'll find that your project takes long to finish. And then we do a lot of ironing when we are sewing. As you know that you have got to iron as you sew. Every seam you make, go to the iron and iron it. And then when you leave the iron on, you know what can happen. Anything bad can happen. So what I advise the new sewers is, if you have got a lamp, place your lamp on the same plug where you're sewing, where your ironing board is. Why am I saying this? Because if you switch off your lamp on the sewing machine, just in case you forgot to switch off the iron, it will automatically switch off. Or you can plug the radio, so that when you've unplugged the radio, you know that the iron as well has been switched off. If you still hear the radio playing, you know that this iron is not off, because it's easy to leave the iron on, which is not a good idea. So That's what I do. I plug them together on the same or not on the same strip of socket, and then when I switch off the radio, I know the iron is switched off as well, because that's the only way you can remember, rather than leaving the house and then you think, oh my goodness, did I switch off the iron? Did I do this? Did I do this? You know that thing which plays in your mind, whether you have switched it off or you haven't switched it off. So if you do that, I found it helps. This is something which you can implement today. And point number 10, which is the last one. Sewing is so fun. At times you can be glued there wanting to finish that project, and you won't be even going to the loo, you won't be even going to drink water, and you don't even want anyone when you're in the sewing room. You lock yourself up. It's good to take a break. Always take a break so that you enjoy your sewing. And at times, if you don't take a break, maybe you'll be working on something which is hard, or you've been unpicking a lot of times, and then you just get fed up. Just give it a break. Have a cuppa, pet your dog, give your daughter a hug, call a friend, and be happy, and then you get back into it. Please comment below all the ideas which have helped you in your sewing journey, and those who haven't gone in this journey, just comment below what you took from this video, just in the link below. And don't forget to click the subscribe button, because it helps my channel. And don't forget to write what other topics you'd like me to do for you, because I would like to have a feedback with my family, our family, in this YouTube channel. It has been great to see you today, and thanks for visiting my channel. Don't forget to like and share it with your friends. Thank you. Happy sewing, my sewing friends.